Welcome back, Jobins, to another episode of What the X. I appreciate everyone that's tuned in, week to week. I've been not the most consistent. It's good to be back. I got my special guest, Brendan, with me here, the other Brendan.
What's up, guys?
So I appreciate you being here, buddy. I hope you had a good New Year's, too.
Yeah, dude, it was fun. I know we didn't really hang, but yeah, I hope you also had a good New Year's. Didn't do much, but that's okay. It's okay. I'm not a partier, so.
Yeah, hey,
Fine with me.
You're here now. That's what's important.
Oh, yeah.
And I got him to help me out. He's kind of like my Jamie behind the scenes. He's got I texted him the tweets. I didn't have to write them all in my notebook. So why don't you go ahead, Brendan, and read us the first tweet?
Yeah, we're going to start us off right here. All right, so George R.R. Martin, right, the creator of Game of Thrones, one of the most popular television shows of all time, released a cookbook on May 7th of 2024 for the Game of Thrones cookbook. I didn't know about this. Did you know about this?
No, I didn't.
I think we need to get this, and that needs to be on the next Cooking with Brendan.
Dude, that's what I was just saying, man. Because, bro, originally I sent you that that tweet there about George R.R. Martin because I was like looking because I've heard news that he's not going to finish the last book of Game of Thrones.
Oh, no.
That's where I was trying to go with it.
Oh, okay.
Of course, George R.R. Martin on his own Twitter page or X page hasn't said anything like that. I don't see why he would. But I have heard rumblings that he's not going to finish the last book. So I was looking to see if he would have said anything about it. But then the last tweet that I see from George R.R. Martin is the cookbook thing. You said it had come out a year ago.
Yeah, this actually November 1st of 2023.
So damn, that's late. But that's kind of sick, bro, to think about like the food that they cook in those times from the writer himself. So I would imagine like that's pretty authentic.
I mean, he's known for like amazing world building and everything. So I'm imagining that this cookbook has got to be really good.
I know you're a big Lord of the Rings guy too.
Oh yeah.
What about a Lord of the Rings cookbook?
I think they already have one.
Get the hell out of here.
They have to have one. They have to have one.
Bro. Jobins, I don't know about you, but I think it'd be sick to have a Lord of the Rings cookbook.
I want some Elvish bread, you know? I
Or
want some of that Elvish bread. Yeah, they've got Lord of the Rings cookbooks.
Oh my god.
Yeah, definitely.
Dude, I've been, because I got a new cookbook from my girl's sister. Who's, I guess, my future sister-in-law, because I popped the question and everything. Thanks for all the support, Jovin. Said congrats on our last YouTube video with me and Schmitty. That was awesome. And I appreciate you too, bro. And it's just good to have family and everything. And just the cooking too has been fun. So like having like a fantasy cookbook would be kind of crazy.
Oh, that would be awesome.
You know what sucks though? It's like no Star Wars cookbook because there's like alien shit. You can't make stuff in the Star Wars universe. I mean, that's more rooted in reality, you could say.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they have they have something. It's more like the Galaxy Edge though, kind of like how they have it at like Disneyland. Disneyland. So I guess maybe it's kind of just like a copy of something like that instead of.
Right now, bro, if I challenged you.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna get that Lord of the Rings cookbook, and we can see who makes a better Lord of the Rings meal.
I'm down.
All right.
Yeah, let's
Me
do
and you
it.
have
a
little verses.
Yeah.
So I'll post it, Joy. That could be the next like little project.
Oh yeah, little cook-off.
But
makes the best Middle Earth dish.
Dude, I'm excited. And honestly, I thought that was just crazy to pull up because I was looking for some other news about George R.R. Martin. Hopefully it's not true. Hopefully he makes the book. But either way, we at least got a cookbook.
Right, yeah, no, at least got the cookbook. I don't know. I see him finishing it though. Like you're gonna go through and it's not complete. I know he's older, but I think he'll finish it.
He's no honestly, bro, I think he's not even close to like top 5 top writers.
I would say for like modern day era, he's got to be up there though. Think about it. How big Game of Thrones was and everything, the books, the TV show, everything like that. I mean, you got it.
If I could sacrifice George R.R. Martin to get Frank Herbert back, I'd do it. I would do it in a heartbeat.
I think my girlfriend would agree with you.
Or J.R.R. Tolkien too.
I can agree with that. I'm
like let's sacrifice George R.R. Martin for the OGs. Even C.S. Lewis, man.
Gosh.
Because Chronicles of Narnia, some Turkish delight. That's another cookbook right there.
What if George R.R. Martin sees this and his feelings are hurt?
Well, I'd be like, why are you doing this? Why are you watching this instead of writing the damn book?
Yeah, he's got a point, George.
But I'd be like, please like and subscribe, George.
Yeah, please like and subscribe.
What's the next tweet, bro?
Let's see. So next one, I'm gonna go in with this one. So I mean, we had a lot of things happen over the new year, especially with everything that happened in New Orleans.
Craziness.
Just everything that happened with that dude running down with the Ford F-150 or whatever. But Charlie Kirk, CEO of Allstate, says a jihadist killed and maimed dozens of innocent Americans in a hate-fueled rampage. And the CEO of Allstate thinks Americans watching the Sugar Bowl need a lecture from him on overcoming an addiction to diet. Oh, gosh.
Words. I know, it can be tough to read. It can be tough to read. I appreciate you doing a good job.
Major.
You're doing a good job. But Charlie Kirk, like we were saying, a jihadist killed and maimed dozens of innocent Americans in a hate-fueled rampage. And the CEO of Allstate thinks Americans watching the Sugar Bowl need a lecture from him on overcoming an addiction to divisiveness and negativity. That is tough.
Yeah, you're right.
Absolutely not. And then, me and you, I showed you the little clip of the Allstate CEO saying exactly that. We need to overcome an addiction to divisiveness and negativity. But I mean, he almost has a point when he talks about addiction to it.
Right.
What gets the most views?
Oh, 100%. It's definitely whatever's most chaotic, what's controversial, what's going to stir the pot a little bit. So, I mean, he's got a point, but I don't think a CEO of one of the major, insurance companies in America should really be commenting too much. I mean, I get it. You can make some good points, but at the same time, it's like, I feel like when you're that high up, I don't feel like you're grounded at the same time. You can't really understand where other people come from. But I mean, you make some good points. But I mean, there's, people who have that wealth, they have different values than people who don't. So I think that's kind of what a little bit it comes down to.
Yeah, you make a good point. Once you're at the top, you kind of lose sight of what's going on below you. But at the same time, trying to get to the top. And even us doing this, like reporting on these things, kind of regurgitating the same awful news that comes out there, it's like, do we have like a responsibility to the viewers? Thank you, Jobins, for watching. But like to almost pass it on, because we're still, what are we doing if not talking about it even further? Trying to generate views, content, putting it in the freaking title. I'm guilty of this 100% because it's true. I'm trying to grow a channel and everything.
It's tough,
but there's like an ethical dilemma there.
No, 100%. I think just definitely now in the age of like social media and everything, that's what everyone gravitates towards. You know what I mean? So I mean, you've got everyone doing it, and you're not the only one. And especially smaller channels. I mean, you're gonna have to do what you're gonna have to do to get the views, clickbait, and funny thumbnails or whatever.
We're all a product of like social media.
Yeah, definitely.
And everything like that. And it's like, do you think, because they're doing it in Texas now, like you have to show your ID to even like log into Pornhub? And that's like, they're doing age verification.
You gotta send your driver's license in.
Age verification, because you can't really verify someone through the "Are you 18?" and then
you just click yes, and it's.
But my point, even further, what about social media? Do you think that should be like an age verification for like Facebook, for Instagram?
100%, because you look at the TOS in terms of service for Instagram, Facebook, you have to be 13 before you can actually have a profile to begin with. Nobody follows that.
Dude, are you? I didn't even know
that. Yeah, nobody follows that. Nobody cares because it's all about entertainment, money. What's the fast track to this world of income? I feel like that's what social media has kind of come down to, especially within the last 5 years. It's what can I do to make the most money? And I think that's a huge problem, because I mean, look at all these young kids that have like family TikToks and stuff, and it's like, it's just parents exploiting their kids for views, for money,
You think so?
Yeah, 100%.
Do you think the parents?
Oh, there was one, I can't remember the kid's name, but he used to do like toy reviews and stuff like that, and he's still doing toy reviews, and he's like 16. He's like, I think he's like a 16-year-old still doing like toy reviews, and you can tell it's obviously not what he wants to do. He's not the same cute little kid, so he's not ranking in the views. So I think like his little sister ended up taking over or something like that. But that kid's whole life has just been social media, has just been, what can I do, or what can I work with to make the most views and the most money kind of thing. And it's like, now you can kind of see like the effect of that, because now that he's not a cute kid anymore, he's kind of getting pushed away from the scene. And
Damn. Can you blame? I mean, it's like, can you blame the parents when like their success is shown and like that kid is doing well? Because I do know the kid you're talking about.
Oh yeah, you know.
And he's probably got like a lot of generated a lot of money.
Oh, I'm sure.
From the content that like his parents, I guess you could say, pushed him to do.
Right, but are we gonna have another situation? What was it? Was it Britney Spears that was like her dad was like taking all her money and stuff?
Oh, through a conservatorship.
Yeah.
Like, well, dude, she still be having like mental episodes and things like that. That's like, man, maybe the conservatorship was like legitimate sometimes.
I think there definitely needs to be more regulation on social media, especially for these young minds and everything. And they're just seeing it too, just like the generation gap. It's very disheartening to see how some of these kids function. You know, I've got some younger folks that I know, and it's just like talking to them is like it feels like I'm talking to a brick wall half the time unless I hold up like Subway Surfers on my phone. And I'm not kidding. I've actually done that to get attention, and it's worked, and it's crazy to me. Yeah. I'm like, what is this? This generation is insane. When I get I'm part of the same generation being Gen Z, but I definitely think there's a change between 2002 and like 2005.
Oh, dude, 100%. And now you got 2025 with like Generation Beta. I think they're calling.
Oh yeah, they're talking about that. I saw actually a retirement video. It was talking about setting up Generation Beta on like retirement as soon as they like get born and everything. Which is like, hey, that's good. You can get your kids set up on retirement. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, just set them up a TikTok profile as soon as they come out the womb. It's like for every famous person, like the review kid, how many failed parents, are doing the same thing? Because it could be like a net negative to society.
Right.
Because it's only one guy that we're seeing successful. Yeah. What about all the other failures?
Well, I think we take a look at an account. I don't know if you guys remember. There used to be a channel called, I think it's called like Daddy05 or something like that. And yeah.
It's got a bad. I don't know how I feel about it.
I think it was called something like Daddy05 or something. He had like 5 kids. I don't know. But like all his videos was pretty much just his kids getting in trouble and them beating the crap out of each other and him getting mad at his kids for shit. And it's like, he doesn't have a channel anymore because he was abusing his children. But
that is wild.
Yeah, but it's like you think of that effect, and it's like, he was racking in views and everything because it was pretty much just kids getting in trouble and getting punished and shit. So of course he's just racking in views, and dude, think about how much that affected all their kids, especially their younger one. They had one younger kid, it was a little ginger kid, and he was mistreated the worst. Like, out of all of the kids, he was mistreated the worst, and I still feel bad for him. But it's like, think about that, like, all that was just, that kind of blew up with that initial video or whatever, and then he rolled with it, and it was pretty much just years of abuse for views. And I think maybe we don't see it so much on like the physical side of things, which is good, but it's mental abuse is still abuse at the end of the day. And if you're using your kids as just a way as an income stream, then you probably shouldn't have kids.
Dude, don't. And you know what's crazy? We all started from the Allstate CEO talking about the addiction to negativity and divisiveness. And I know we had an election year too to compound those matters. Definitely. But the things we were just talking about, bro, seem just as relevant to me to that divisiveness.
Oh, 100%.
It's like the whole societal change. How children are growing up. How many kids want to be influencers?
Right, yeah. No, it's like I think a lot of kids just want to be, influencers. Like even look at us. We're older, but we're still trying to make it work and everything.
And I shout out Jobins.
Oh yeah, Jobins. But it's like, I get it. You see it. That's what surrounds us nowadays. Social media is literally our biggest tool for, in my opinion, financial growth. You can hit so many different audiences with that. And there's really not a realm of like impossibility with it either. Whatever you want to do, you can do. You just have to figure out how to make it work. Whether that's, editing some kind of video, you want to make something happen, then you can create it,
Dude, it's all about upholding the integrity too. It's like, I have 160 subscribers, right? So it's not like I have those same pressures. It's like a Mr. Beast or someone that's a high level like Logan Paul.
Right.
So where it's like, I wonder what kind of compromises I might make if I was presented with like some kind of lucrative deal behind the scenes. I think I want to maintain the integrity, but I am only human. I would, again, Jobins, I don't ever want to put you guys down the wrong path. I appreciate you too, because we're just being authentic, bro.
Right, of course.
And just speaking the truth, like our truth at least.
Yeah, I think the big part of that too is, especially if you're on the stream of blowing up, I think you really need a part of it too is just stay true to yourself, because that's what's going to be really important. And I feel like that's, when you look at it, you definitely have the people who sell out, and yeah, it makes him a bunch of money. But then again, at the end of the day, we don't know how they're feeling. You know, it's like, think about it. Like, you sold out like the Mike Tyson fight, for example.
Ooh,
that was
divisive.
Come on, that was a little that was a little bit. Think about how Mike felt after getting in the ring, agreeing to that, and just getting like shit kicked out of him. Like, yeah, you made a bunch of money, but at the end of the day, you're gonna feel like shit because, I mean, your title's kind of a little bit gone. Like, it's tainted a little bit, I should say.
I mean, you could be in that camp to think that, but it's against like an exhibition match,
right?
Or was it a professional match? I don't even remember.
I'm not too sure.
All I know is he boxed Jake. Everyone calls it a joke fight. I don't think it really diminishes his legacy as much as some other people might.
Right. I mean, it's all perspective too. I mean, you think about millions of people. Everyone's gonna think differently. So it's like, yeah, you're gonna have groupings of those sides. It's gonna be like, oh no, it's fine. It's just Jake Paul and whatever. And then you're gonna have the side that's like, why did you do this? Like, you were a legend. Now you're not. You know what I mean?
I guess my main thing too is like to just encourage the viewer, to encourage the Jobin to like be hyper aware of what they're viewing as entertainment goes. You know, like, even though we might be like even considered part of the problem with like pushing these headlines.
Right, yeah.
At least we're saying, hey, like, this is like, be hyper aware of it so that, you know, you can actually take it in and not let it change your day or change like how you think about things. Because that could be, you know, coming down to bad. I just don't know how society's gonna be, bro.
Oh, I get you.
In the future,
there's just so much information constantly going out, and I think, I mean, yeah, definitely the negative side of things is a lot more what people gravitate towards. But I think reporting any of it is what's important. Like, at least reporting it and being truthful and honest. I mean, we already have a problem with like fake media and everything like that. So I mean, we're not going to be a part of that problem.
I know. I appreciate you, bro, because we're staying true. This is not fake news.
Not fake news.
Hopefully we never become fake news, even if we get a bag.
I'll keep him in line, guys. Don't worry.
Let's go to the next tweet, bro. That was good.
On to the next one from Daily Stoic. All right. I think this is a good one. You were not made to sit on the couch. You were not made for idleness. You were made for adventure, for daring deeds. Fortune favors the bold, went the ancient saying. Life is short, seize it, be brave. I agree with that wholeheartedly, because one of my favorite quotes from any movie of all time is from Ferris Bueller.
Ooh, yes.
If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you'll miss it.
Ooh.
That is like probably one of the biggest quotes that I think I try to stay with, because it's like, life moves fast. It goes way too quick. I mean, gosh, I'm like, even now, I mean, I'm young, 22, but still thinking like, 4 years ago, I was 18, just getting out of high school, still working at a grocery store with not really ambition on what I wanted to do in life. And it's like, just to see that 4-year growth is crazy. It's so fast, and how fast that went by, it doesn't even seem real sometimes. And I'm sure you feel that too, coming out from St. Louis out here to Arizona. The lady getting engaged, dude. It's like, man, that all happened really quick.
Dude, it happened really quick, but at the same time, I'm a lot older than even you are. I'm a 29 and be 30 next year. Crazy enough, 2025.
Yeah, that's insane.
And another saying that I like, too, to kind of go with what you're saying is, like, some people just have longer beginnings.
Right.
You know, but everything they'll take, like, what you're saying is right. You can't let things pass you by. Every day you should be striving to be better than you were the day before.
Yeah, definitely. I think like I don't know if it's just like my fascination for like Lord of the Rings too, but especially that like adventurous side, you know what I mean? It's just like, yeah, definitely if I had the opportunity to go, you know, on some adventure, call me Bilbo, I'm running.
Dude, isn't that the truth? I was just watching Lord of the Rings, the uncut versions on Netflix with the boys, and we were just like, what we wouldn't give to be thrust upon like a journey like that, like a crazy life-altering journey.
If I had the opportunity, I would take that without any second guesses or any second thoughts, man. Because it's like, I think everything now, it's like we get so into motion on like a day-to-day, you know? Think about it. We're bankers. We go in for a 9 to 5 on a set schedule. So it's like we get so used to that day-to-day, just plug in, plug out.
And we weren't meant to sit on the couch like that tweet says. And it's like, sometimes it's like, dude, after a hard day's work of 9 to 5, you get back, you're tired. Yeah. You might, sometimes I would just cheat, get something quick to eat, go to Cane's. Right. Not that I don't like Cane's chicken, but it's like, dude,
it's not the healthiest.
You know, it's nice too to make a meal.
Yeah,
to enjoy something like that. That's why I like the cooking videos too. It's like, it's good to get away from the fast food processed shit all the time.
I think it gives you a sense of achievement too, because it's like, I mean, even it's like, because I know that was one thing I was struggling with when I was on my vacation, was just like, I got to the point where it's like, I didn't know what I was going to do with the day, and I was getting bored with myself. And I was like, what am I doing? I'm just sitting here watching YouTube, wasting my time. And so like, I really had to make a goal for myself so that way I had that motivation and something that I could achieve. And I think that's what a lot of people get caught up in, is just the day-to-day, the, sleep, work, entertainment. That's kind of what we've been conditioned to kind of go with. I mean, think about it. You go through with like traditional jobs. Most of them are typically, your 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, ABS, and I mean, you get in that motion, and yeah, it's a struggle sometimes. Like you were saying, you get off, and it's like I just wanna go home, get something quick, and just chill. But I think there was one thing I saw earlier this year, and it was talking about how tiredness is all in your mind. It's definitely like, yeah, you can feel tired for sure, but a lot of it is really in your head. It's all based on how your mental's doing, If you're mentally continuing telling yourself, oh, I'm tired, I can't do this, I can't do that, you're going to feel that way. You tell yourself, I'm not tired, I'm amped up, I'm going to go do this. You keep telling yourself that enough times, you're going to end up going and doing it. And I think that's a big thing, is like
positive thinking. 100%.
We're so conditioned for instant gratification. I think that's another huge thing. Everybody wants the instant dopamine retriever right to the brain. And
just social media, porn.
Exactly. Dude. I think that's our two biggest problems, is porn and social media. I think there's not really much regulation you can do with it, just because of how it's evolved. How are you going to change that with how many people are already established with it? And if someone doesn't like it, especially in this day and age, they're going to go create something that everyone's going to like. If Instagram is going to start limiting users to, 3 hours a day or something like that, based on your account.
Interesting. A usage thing. That's not a good idea.
Yeah. It's like, if they were to go that route, then someone else is going to, Twitter, whatever, it's going to come up. And it's just going to be like, oh, no, we don't do that. Everyone's going to switch to Twitter kind of thing, But I mean, that's my thing with social media.
Dude, again, it just comes back to like, I can't get over the decisiveness and everything, and like the addiction to negativity.
It's definitely a problem, and I just want to know like when that kind of started for us. Like, have we always been like this? I mean, I feel like maybe there's a part of us that always kind of just wants to go back to, the roots of just chaos.
To me, and I want to bring back what you said, bro, because you're talking about like, oh, if you do this, if you're not tired, if you keep your energy, that's like such good lines for like an overseer to say, so that their slave stays productive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes we get stuck in like that, and then the CEO telling us that, that's like head overseer.
Right, yeah.
Right there, if I'm being freaking honest, dude. And I feel like a lot of us take our own time for granted, or we don't appreciate our own time enough. And you always spark a fire in me too. Like, dude, we should be like, we deserve this or that. And it's like, sometimes it's like I've just come into this level of acceptance.
Right.
That I'm like my own slave at the end of the day on that. And I know slavery is a very real thing, and it happens in other parts of the world, and it's messed up. But there's also this like mental slavery.
Yeah, no, I get
that
you.
Like I think every person works. And now we're not busting our asses like laying brick or anything. But I mean, that 9 to 5 sheep, like going through the cycles, it's not fulfilling.
Right.
It's not fulfilling.
It's a mental game. That's why I feel like people too who work like labor jobs, like they usually, at least from what I've been told, there's a lot more, I want to say like gratification, but if you feel more achieved, you know what I mean? When you're actually outside doing something, or even like inside doing something, when you're doing something, physical work. Because I think for us, the problem is it's more mental. It's definitely more mental, and when you're not up and around, moving, kind of getting yourself like out of just your head, it becomes an issue.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest problem with us right now. It's just like we've been doing it for so long, and then we've seen it when it was good. We've been through the downfall. We've seen the downfall for sure. We've lived it, and it's like now feel like we're kind of just biding our time, waiting for things to kind of get back up to normal. Hopefully.
Yeah. I hope that, I'm optimistic for 2025.
Oh,
despite all this going on, I just think maybe there could have been a better person to say the message of the divisiveness and negativity.
Definitely.
Which was the original thing. And then Daily Stoic, this is a really good point. It's just like, don't let time pass you by, like Ferris Bueller, right?
Yeah, it's just like
that's a great line too.
Things just move too quick. That's probably one of my favorite movies from the 80s.
I'm making that thumbnail tonight, and you know I'm gonna put Ferris Bueller on it. I'm gonna put your face over Ferris Bueller.
Yeah, one of my favorite movies from the 80s, and I think that's the thing too, is like with media, I think that's another problem we have. You look at the movies we had in the 80s and it's classic after classic after classic.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, I didn't live that time, so I didn't get to see all the bad ones too, but now it's like, you go to the movies and it's like, what's good that's out right now?
Even the movies that they try to promote as being like groundbreaking, Nosferatu was not groundbreaking.
I didn't even know that was coming out.
Yeah.
The marketing is terrible. Like, what are you guys doing? Hollywood, get it together.
I think the marketing's the only thing carrying these films. Because it's honestly even worse when you actually have the experience of going into the theater and watching it.
Jeez, yeah. I haven't gone to the theater since Dune 2.
Dude, yeah,
that was the last movie I saw in the theater was actually Dune 2. That was a good one.
Next one I'm ready for is Avatar 3.
Avatar 3?
James Cameron. He's crazy.
Yeah?
I know it's blockbuster craziness, and maybe you're like, really, Brendan? Avatar, but oh my god, I love Avatar.
Yeah, did you like the second one?
I loved
Compared to the first one, how'd you like the second one?
It was legendary. Way of Water was fire, and then he connects with the whales, and then there's the environmental themes in it still. Avatar 1's great, Avatar 2's great, and I can't wait for Avatar 3.
Right. If you haven't seen Avatar 2, Way of the Water, please skip to like maybe 15 seconds from now. So how'd you feel about the ending?
The ending? Bro, it was sad.
It was sad, but it's like, do you think it was necessary to have him die like that? The kiddo.
Yeah.
I was like, come on, bro.
Well, they had to, because he couldn't be in the love. It is what it is. Okay?
Yeah, I guess. Okay.
It's convenient.
It's convenient.
It's not a perfect movie. It's not a perfect movie.
No.
Let's go. Let's go on.
It's good.
Stop hating on Avatar. Move to the next
thing. All right. It's coming from another author actually, J.K. Rowling, at JK_Rowling on Twitter. The number of men who don't see women as fully human can be measured by their indifference to trans-identified males invading women's spaces. Quote, what's the harm? They shrug. Who's it hurting? Women, it's hurting women. And the essence of misogyny is thinking that doesn't count. So
yeah, I threw a real political one at you. J.K. Rowling is one of the most political voices on X,
definitely.
Bro.
I feel like I usually don't agree with a lot of what she says, but I can agree with this one. if what I'm clicking in my head is what I think, then yeah, I can agree with it.
It's the funniest thing to me too is like I feel like the majority of the people that read like the Harry Potter books would be like super against what she is.
Oh, maybe, yeah. Okay,
she's like conservative almost in some respects.
Oh, I could see that, yeah. And I was just talking about how my aunt was super liberal and everything, and she loves Harry Potter, so I could see that.
She's like, oh, the writer's awful. I've heard a lot of people that love Harry Potter just talk shit on J.K. Rowling. It's probably the funniest thing.
Oh my god.
Imagine all the people that like read Lord of the Rings and they're like, I freaking hate J.R.R. Tolkien, man. I can't. That clown should not talk politics. Just stick to writing, bud.
Right.
That's what it is for J.K.
No, I get you. I think that's another problem with just the day and age of social media. It's like you can voice your opinion so easily. It's like,
and what's her initials? J.K. Just kidding.
Just kidding.
Just calm down, people.
Just calm down. I mean, yeah, I think she's got a good point, though. I mean, especially, correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm, understanding this correctly, but I mean, men who are identifying as trans, from what it sounds like, it's like, what's the harm? Who's it hurting? Like going into, women's spaces, being, women bathrooms, stuff like that.
Like that video that we had.
Yeah.
The Germans are probably like, Brandon, you've already talked about this.
I've already talked about this. If you've got a willy, stay out of the women's bathroom, okay? That's it. That we're done.
Yeah. I'm on the same page, and then anyone that disagrees, please put it in the comments. We always appreciate engagement. There's always different viewpoints. I might disagree with you, but I'd like to hear what you're saying.
I think that's a big point. Now, we said this in the last one, too. For us to become a melting pot of the world, we have to have these conversations, and we need to understand each other. I think that's what it comes down to. Mm-hmm. That's at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So maybe the bathroom conversation will change in the future, but for right now, I think we're going to stamp it where it's at.
Yeah, or we could just do, one locked door, no gender, one locked door stall, that's it.
Yeah, that's actually, well, then you're going to have long lines.
Then you're definitely going to have long lines. But hey.
Multiple bathrooms
But then no one's excluded. No one's excluded. Everyone has to wait in line. It's fair for everyone.
Mm-hmm. I can get behind that.
Yeah.
I can get behind that. Okay, so thanks, JK, for your heat. What do we got next?
All right, coming from, apologies if I mispronounced your last name. Mike Malak.
Mike Majlak.
Malak, okay.
Brendan, Mike Malak. It's funny that you would mispronounce his name. That's really funny.
Yeah.
He's a big influencer. He's on the Impulsive podcast
with
Logan Paul. Logan Paul's best friend, right hand guy.
Oh, okay. I just zoom in on the profile picture. I've seen this guy before. I don't really know too much about the Logan Paul podcast. But anyways,
respectable.
Mike says, they'll love you today and hate you tomorrow. Nobody is safe from that. Not Trump, not Musk, not Kanye, nobody. You either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Throwing in a little Green Goblin on that one. I mean, yeah, he's got a point though. I mean, nobody's safe from anything, bro. I mean, think about it. This even includes him and Logan on that too.
Right.
It could be tomorrow. They could say something that everyone in the world disagrees with, and they're done. They're canceled. It's over. Right. So I mean, he's got a point. I mean, people will say they love you. People will have your back, but then I would say this is something I live by too. And I know I've told you this, but I say like always live with like a healthy amount of distrust. I'm not saying to distrust everyone or have a full whole heart of distrust, but just understand that at the end of the day, no matter who it is, usually people are out for themselves first and foremost, and you need to do the same thing for yourself. And I wouldn't say I would say just have a little bit of distrust with people.
Especially people that just come onto the comments to say hateful things.
Right, definitely.
You know, and there is a difference between constructive criticism for sure, and then just like people just wanting to bring you down. Like you said, you know, Jobins, at the end of the day, I feel like as long as you know the people that you care about and that care about you are good, that's what's important.
Yeah, and I think the thing with you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. I mean, take a look at Spider-Man, okay? Dude's been through it all, right? If we're taking looks at being a hero, I think that's the perfect example. It would be like something like Spider-Man, you know?
He doesn't change.
Doesn't change. Dude's lost it all. I mean, if you really look at the comics and everything, there's comics where it's literally just Peter Parker, you know, no Aunt May, no Uncle Ben, no MJ, none of that, right? It's just Peter doing his thing, you know. There's, you know, Gwen Stacy, whatever, Black Cat, whatever. I don't read too much of the comics, but it's like, I think that's one thing is like you never change that integrity, and I think that's a huge thing too. It's like I don't think you really live long enough to see yourself become the villain. I think you were always the villain. You were just waiting for something to break you.
Oh my God, I love that point, dude. That's honestly what I was gonna like say is like Mike Malak is kind of using it as a coping mechanism to like justify his own actions.
Exactly.
When you're exactly right, bro. Like a good person's gonna stay good, and a bad person, they might have appeared good,
right? But
that's just because they weren't given the opportunity to show their true colors.
Exactly, definitely. And it's like, yeah, I mean, with that, I mean,
yeah.
What's Mike got in the works over there?
Yeah, Mike Malak is no Peter Parker.
No.
Dude, it makes me like Spider-Man more after you bring that example, and I'm like, Spider-Man don't switch up.
Spider-Man don't switch up. That's why he's my favorite superhero, dude. He's a goat.
Spider-Man's a goat.
Spider-Man's the goat.
What's the next tweet on?
All right, so from World of Statistics, I mean, this one, no shocker here. Most subscribed YouTube channel is Mr. Beast, having 341 million subscribers as of January 2nd, 2025, and gaining subscribers by an average of about 200,000 per day.
200,000 subscribers per day. 200,000 subscribers, bro. To get this into like reference for everybody, that's like life changing.
Oh,
that's like you're instantly become a influencer who has some pull to be gaining like advertisement sponsors in a day.
Yeah, one day of 2,000 for you would be insane. It's like boom, there's my channel growth. I have all these opportunities that are now going to become available because of that growth. But I mean,
wild, dude. And he's just, I swear, Mr. Beast, I've said this many times. I keep saying it because he's gonna get like the Weinstein treatment in the future. I'm saying like maybe 10 years from now, if that, where he gets exposed for all the messed up stuff that has happened. Allegedly, I'm not gonna be able to have concrete evidence to say this, but all the signs point towards not a great person.
Well, I know there was people too that were even with the Mr. Beast games, and I remember I told you when I got emailed for that to sign up for that too. Remember last year?
Yeah.
So, little backstory is I actually got emailed because I mean I used to sub to Mr. Beast and watch his videos a little bit more, you know, progressively. And when the Mr. Beast game thing, they were doing all their shows, and I actually got an email from one of the casting guys for it, but. I ended up not doing it, thankfully, anyways. A lot of people were saying that they were like, bad conditions.
That would have been crazy if you were on it, though.
Oh, I know. Yeah, there's people that just said there weren't the greatest conditions and everything. And I mean, I don't know about 10 years from now, but I definitely think Mr. Beast is he's gonna have something come out.
Only a complete psychopath would watch the second season of Squid Games and say, hey, let's see if I can recreate Squid Game season 2 now, everyone. And then, like, it's all for laughs, but he's a psychopath and he's studying human behavior on a level that's never been studied before. That's like some CIA deep state shit to be able to study human sociology like that to such a level. It's like, is he even state funded?
I want to know.
Is this going to get banned? This might be shadow ban, bro. Just because of all this craziness.
Just because we're talking about him. Yeah, I want to know what happened. Because Jimmy got his start doing, like, the whole, like, count to 100,000 or whatever the hell it was. And it's like, he went from something so mind-numbing. You know what I mean? Like, just counting, right?
Mind-numbing.
Yeah, mind-numbing.
MK Ultra. Brainwashing, bro. This dude
all comes around.
Oh, shoot, a little loud. But this dude is crazy. It's scary. Look into his eyes, Brendan.
It's a little psychopath.
Look into his eyes, and you will not see a soul behind it.
He's got sunglasses on. I can't see his eyes.
In any picture where he's smiling, I have smiling in air quotes. I don't think he's had to learn how to smile recently. There is a lizard under that skin.
Oh man, you want to take this next one actually, since it's relating to Mr. Beast?
Oh yeah, so Mr. Beast says, so I kind of did a thing with like a little emoji with the hearts around it, and he's on one knee proposing to his girlfriend, and it's a pretty nice diamond ring too. It's pretty beautiful.
It is. We'll
I relate because I just proposed to my girl as well, which is pretty awesome. But like, damn, think about a life with Mr. Beast, where it's like when he said it, he was probably like, "Will you marry me?" And then it's like she had to look into those
eyes, and then the Mr. Beast team comes around with all the boys, and they're like, "You must marry us too."
I could see some cold vibes.
You must marry the Mr. Beast team. You must.
He can be like, let me see if me and my fiance can stay in a bunker underground for 10 years.
Our honeymoon under the ocean. It's like an underwater facility.
No, but in all seriousness, I guess congratulations.
Yeah,
even like the most powerful, scary people still have love lives at the end of the day.
Yeah, definitely. I liked your ring more though.
Hey, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Damn, this has probably been one of the longer episodes. I gotta come back and edit that one part where you yelled right into the microphone. That was pretty funny.
My apologies. Are you gonna leave this
it's
part
scared
in
you,
or
made me jump. But Jobins, I appreciate you guys so much for tuning in. I will try to, stay consistent on this. I got another cooking video coming up. My boys even got a rating on it. And, we're just going to keep having a good 2025. It's just getting started.
Oh, yeah. Prosperous 2025 to everyone. Obviously, voice your opinion in the comments. We definitely want to hear it. And, it's not like we want to have a conversation to argue. We want to have a conversation so we can learn and grow. And I think that's the biggest thing. And I think if we can all do that, then, it'll be a great 2025 for everybody.
Appreciate that, Bueller.
Of course. Thank you. Bueller.
Hey, Happy New Year, Jobins.
Happy New Year, guys.
What the X?
You almost forgot. That was a good one.